Focused on these immediate actions, we've also been listening to the calls for a Commonwealth Royal Commission. One of the reasons our nation is one of the oldest and strongest modern democracies in the world is because every Australian has the right to express their view. And as Prime Minister, I respect people's views and I listen to them. I take the time to choose the right path, the course of action that will make a positive difference to our country. I've said my focus is on urgent action rather than immediately calling a Commonwealth Royal Commission, given our commitment to cooperate and participate fully in a New South Wales Royal Commission, which would have been a de facto Commonwealth Royal Commission by definition as well. I've taken the time to reflect, to meet with leaders in the Jewish community, and most importantly, I've met with many of the families of victims and survivors of that horrific attack, in homes, in synagogues, at the Governor-General's, in community events. The people who were there at Bondi Beach on the 14th of December to celebrate the first night of Hanukkah in the embrace of family and faith should have been safe while they were doing that. Instead, they've had their lives and worlds shattered, people living a nightmare of grief. I've sat down with these Australians together with leaders in the Jewish community and I've shed tears with them. I want to thank people for those honest and open-hearted conversations. I've said repeatedly that our government's priority is to promote unity and social cohesion, and this is what Australia needs: to heal, to learn, to come together in a spirit of national unity, and to go forward knowing that just like people who gathered that night on Bondi Beach were committing to, that light will prevail over darkness. It's clear to me that a Royal Commission is essential to achieving this. And I've spoken with Premier Minns, and I would expect that a single Royal Commission will be had, but Premier Minns will have more to say on the New South Wales position. Today I announced that I will be recommending to the Governor-General in an Executive Council meeting that will be held tomorrow that a Royal Commission on anti-Semitism and social cohesion be established. This was endorsed by a meeting of the Federal Cabinet today. I have asked that former High Court Justice, the Honourable Virginia Bell AC, to serve as the Commissioner. As agreed with Commissioner Bell, Dennis Richardson's work will become part of the Commission and he will support its work with delivery of an interim report by the Commission in April. This Royal Commission will cover 4 key areas as set out in the terms of reference that I am releasing today. 1. Tackling anti-Semitism by investigating the nature and prevalence of anti-Semitism, examining its key drivers in Australia, including religious and ideologically motivated extremism and radicalisation. 2. Making any recommendations to assist law enforcement, border control, immigration and security agencies to tackle anti-Semitism, including through improvements to guidance and training within law enforcement, border control, immigration and security agencies to respond to anti-Semitic conduct. 3. Examine the circumstances surrounding the Bondi terrorist attack on the 14th of December 2025, and the work of Dennis Richardson will be central to this. And 4. Make any other recommendations arising out of the inquiry for strengthening social cohesion in Australia and countering the spread of ideological and religiously motivated extremism in Australia. Further to the terms of reference, we have resolved a number of practical issues. This won't be a drawn-out process. Our government will ask Commissioner Bell to report before the 14th of December 2026. Importantly, we'll be asking Commissioner Bell to ensure this inquiry does not prejudice any future criminal proceeding. This is vital, and we're confident that Commissioner Bell has the deep experience and expertise to conduct her inquiry in such a way that meaningfully examines the impact of anti-Semitism on the daily life of Jewish Australians and works to promote social cohesion, and to do this without providing a platform for others to push anti-Semitic hatred. This Royal Commission is the right format, the right duration and the right terms of reference to deliver the right outcome for our national unity and our national security. Of course, a Royal Commission is not the beginning or the end of what Australia must do to eradicate anti-Semitism or protect ourselves from terrorism or strengthen our social cohesion. That's an ongoing national effort for all of us as individuals, but also institutions, because an attack on Jewish Australians is an attack on all Australians. The attack on December 14 targeted Jewish Australians, but it also targeted the Australian way of life. One form of hatred, of course, can easily lead to another. And this is why our government will continue to support the work of our Special Envoy for combating anti-Semitism, Gillian Segal. And Gillian will play an important role in giving advice to the Royal Commission as it proceeds with its important work. We'll drive the immediate change required in education and institutions, including through David Gonski's Anti-Semitism Education Task Force, working with the Special Envoy. And we'll continue to work with states and territories to implement Australia's counterterrorism and violent extremism strategy. We're taking new action against hate speech and hate preachers. We're delivering tougher gun laws. The Royal Commission is not instead of immediate practical action, it is as well as that. Not substituting for what we are doing, but strengthening it. Doing everything we can to keep all Australians safe and to safeguard our social cohesion. Modern Australia was born with the understanding of the importance of unity. That's how, 125 years ago, we came together as a nation. We chose to put aside the differences in the different, what are now our states, to come together, knowing that we're better and stronger when we work together. And that remains the proud heart of our national story.